What is going on, guys? It is James Plays. I'm coming at you with another episode of Minecraft, and today we are going to be working on a Let's Build. So, um, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this type of stuff, it's just going to be me working on one small build and kind of showing you guys how it's done a little bit, and kind of just building something for fun. So we're going to be working on a modern house today. And throughout this series. So I'm not expecting the series to be super long because the modern houses aren't super huge. Um, yeah. So let me just start out with what I did here. So what I did was I spawned in a world and I flew around until I found a nice little hill area. I cleared off the trees and I kind of flattened out the ground more to give us a nice little shape here. What I'm planning on doing is building a house right here, a modern house. It's not going to be super huge, but it's going to look good, hopefully. I'm going to kind of build it into this crevice right here, so it kind of works with the land and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the general plan. Um, there's a lot of nice views here that we can work with, but yeah. So actually, I'm going to kind of get rid of this, some of these lava things real quick because they look weird. And there shouldn't just be lava just like flowing out of things. So while that's draining, I'll clear it out, I guess, later. But while that's draining, we're going to be working on our house. So we have grass blocks in case we need to edit stuff, blocks of coal, snow, and light gray wool, because we're going to be building and stone, of course, because we're building a modern house, and modern houses use a lot of these kinds of blocks. So what we're going to start with is just a kind of general um, like box shape over here. And this box shape is going to be kind of like the foundation for a good solid part of this house. So this is gonna be about maybe 5 blocks wide, I'm thinking. You can go across. Let's grab us some speed potions so we can do this pretty quick. And we'll get a nice looking. Wait, no, this isn't 5. This is 4. So we're gonna bring that down one more block. There we go, like that. And this is gonna be going across to over here. 1, 2, 3, and then boom. So yeah, you might be wondering, why did you just make a random box? And you'd be kind of right to wonder that. And it's because modern houses really need to be made up of multiple just like geometric shapes that are just kind of like mashed together in a cool way. So like this is going to be one of them. And the house is gonna be and there's gonna be a lot of white parts of the house that are gonna be kind of going through this, and it's gonna look good, hopefully at the end. With the picture I have in my mind, it looks great. So yeah, that's gonna be like that. This is gonna go across. We can always, edit stuff in later when it needs to be edited. But for now, we're just gonna kind of build a nice little box shape here. Yeah. So while we're finishing this up, I'm just gonna kind of lay out what I kind of want to do with this house. I want the majority of the house to be over on the other side here. This is kind of where I want the majority of the house. Over here, we can have like a little terrace or something, maybe a little balcony. Not 100% sure, but just kind of like a little thing jutting out from that side over there. This side's gonna. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of building that stuff. And you also might be wondering why I didn't start out with a layout for this build. And like on the city, I normally start out with like general layouts for skyscrapers or something. I didn't do that here, mostly because skyscrapers are very like regimented in like how they should look at the bottom and how that can transfer while going up. And then yeah, and this build is completely different from that. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to kind of want to make like a platform. So we're just going to kind of have a platform. That's 4 blocks high. We might want to make it 5. So 5? Yeah, 5 blocks here. And we're just going to make a platform. Nice, easy, simple. It's going to go across, and it's going to go like this. So it's going to go out for quite a bit. This is going to be pretty much the second floor. And it's going to look very good. We might have to make this taller, just in general. Just because I'm not sure how it's going to look. Let me just like kind of carve this out, just to see roughly how much space we have in here. Speed keeps running out, unfortunately. Okay. So it looks like we have a decent amount of space in here. We're probably going to have to up this size, though, considering that this is going to be like the second floor. So for the first, let's just kind of finish up with this first, and then we can move on to the second or the first floor. So for this modern house, there's going to be a lot of just like windows, because you know, it's like a modern house. You got to have like a lot of nice looking windows. Yeah, I'm planning on making the walls out of like a light gray wool, and yeah, that should look nice, hopefully. Okay, so this being the first floor, or this thing, I'm thinking that we can have the house kind of like extend across. Maybe that's too far forward. But like I'm thinking we can have the house extend kind of this way and kind of like curve, or not curve back, but like, is that far enough? No, now one more block. We can have it kind of go out and then kind of like box in right around here. We might make it a bit more forward actually. And there we go. We actually made that a very nice looking shape. So right here, we're going to do that. Actually, right here, we can probably just replace that with coal, which should look pretty good. So that's going to be like that. We're going to use black stained glass for a lot of this build. So let's kind of just pull that across to there. Because this is going to be kind of like a balcony, you know? Black stained glass also going to be pulled across to this side and around. So yeah, that's kind of like the general plan. Here, we're just going to kind of boom, like that. And now, that's kind of like the layout. This is going to be like the second floor. It's going to kind of go into this and then come out the other side, probably. But right now, we're just going to be working on this half. So we're going to make these videos fairly short, mostly because there's not a whole lot to do with something like this kind of house. So this video is probably going to be only about, I'd say about 15-ish minutes. So yeah. That's going to be kind of the general game plan that we're going to be following. Like over here, we can kind of like change this so it looks like it curves better away from this thing. And we kind of just like edit it just a little bit. Boom. That looks pretty good. That looks like a very nice curve. So in here, I'm thinking that well, first of all, this is going to need to be extended down. And this, we might actually have to extend the cutout back farther. So what I'm thinking is we can like have like a very nice kind of like thing here. And this can kind of like be the general shape of the house. It's probably going to extend past that just a little bit over to here, maybe. And then once it goes here, it'll maybe a bit farther. It'll turn back in, and it'll just keep going in like this kind of thing. The inside of this is definitely going to be like completely hollowed out, you know, to make room for like living and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna use some of this soon. The stone. When building a modern house, you really want to use like blacks, whites, grays, and have them be smooth blocks. Blocks that are like that tile nicely, without like, you know. So like not, for example, let me see if I can find anything. So yeah, you don't want blocks like this that you can clearly see that there's like multiple blocks. You want something that looks very smooth and natural, like the stone. Yeah. Other examples of blocks that don't tile well but have nice colors include, at least in the city texture pack, polished diorite, polished andesite, polished granite, smooth sandstone, and just kind of other blocks that have that like general like outline around them. You know, like you look at them and you're like, oh, I can definitely see the separation between these two blocks. Those are the kind of blocks that you don't want to be using for a build like this. So we're just gonna like completely make these walls completely solid, you know. Mostly just because I think that it'll look good with, you know, the solid walls. This is gonna go all the way to the edge. We're gonna change the walls in like just a little bit so that there's windows and stuff. Because like I said, in a modern build, most of your stuff has to use windows. You have to use a lot of windows. Yeah, and a lot of glass. So over here, we're just going to kind of cut out this interior portion so it's very smooth and nice. For the floors of these kinds of builds, I really do enjoy using like a dark oak, because it kind of stands out, you know, from the other blocks that are like being used, because it's a dark brown, and it just kind of works, if you ask me. So I'm just gonna kind of quickly get rid of a lot of this grass and finish fixing up the walls, so there's not dirt jutting out. Generally, yeah. So out here, I think we are gonna have like a little terrace kind of thing, maybe. Not really accessible from the first level. Probably accessible from the second level. Maybe just like a little farm or something. I don't know. Farm could work. So yeah, I'm excited. This build's gonna look really good when it's done. I can already tell. Like sometimes you just like start a build and you're like, oh man, this build's gonna look amazing. Can't wait for it to be done. I'm kind of feeling that for this build. Definitely feeling the good vibes coming off of it. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna kind of just like build this wall, because, you know, you need to build very smooth, nice wall. On this wall, we're probably gonna have like decorations like TVs and stuff that's not necessarily windows because there's like dirt behind it. But the front is definitely gonna be a lot of windows, and this side, understand, a lot of window. Let me see. We're also gonna need actually these window blocks, the dark window blocks. Panes are good for like this kind of stuff, but if you're gonna like make walls out of windows, which we are gonna be doing for like a decent chunk of this, then you definitely want some blocks. It's like this. We're gonna basically be making this whole thing out of glass. This little edge part. Except for, of course, the door. And I'm thinking the door can be like right there. Why there specifically? No real reason. And it looks like oh! They added an update to Minecraft, like, not super long ago. And I was like, what are you updating? And it looks like they fixed the glass. Just like looking, I'm not seeing, yeah, they fixed it. I'm not seeing a lot of the textures that are, like, bad looking through the glass. And it actually makes the glass work so much better. So, like, in here, it just looks so good. So good. Yep. Over here, I think we are going to extend this out all the way. Over here, this is going to be about like so. And then the roof for this part is going to be added here. And I was indeed right. We are going to need to remove some, or add some to this big pillar thing. Because you can't have, you need, for that kind of, for what we're doing with that pillar, you want it to be big. You want it to be bigger than, like, the rest of the build. You don't want anything to be, like, as tall as it. You know? Just kind of that sentiment. So over here, it's going to go to there, and it's going to go to there. We're going to fill in the interior right here, and then we're going to extend this upward, and then we're going to, actually, no, we're going to finish filling in this roof, and then we're going to end the episode. And we're going to move on to the next one. And next episode, we're going to be working on the finishing this tower, adding stuff to this floor, because this floor is pretty barren, adding stuff to this floor. We're just going to be furnishing this half of it, basically. Then the next episode, we're going to be working on this side, which shouldn't take too long, because those buildings over there are going to be significantly shorter. We'll probably be able to finish this whole thing in an episode. And then we're going to have to, like, do some stuff on the exterior, add water features and stuff, and then we should be good. So I'm estimating this is going to take about 4 episodes of this. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been James Plays, and this house is already looking pretty good. So I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you guys are thinking so far, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.